There's no better place to spend the summer months than on the shores of Lake Erie in Erie, Pennsylvania. And when the sun goes down and you're looking for a night spot, there's a few great ones right along the bayfront. And there's a good chance when there you'll see one of the best cover bands in all of Western Pennsylvania. That band is ReignMaker.
We have one more song for you. We appreciate you guys hanging out. We've got Rob Neville on the guitar, Bailey Neville on the drums, Bob Cataldi on the bass, Robert Chambers on male vocals, and I'm Katie Stadler, y'all. Thanks again. Stick around for New Wave Nation.
It doesn't matter how old you are, what music you're into. There's at least a couple songs that we're going to play that you're going to know and you're going to like, and that's what we go for. Is we want to draw everyone on. We don't care what genre you like. We don't care what age you are. We want everyone to have a good time when they come out to see our shows.
Katie Stadler is a stay-at-home mom, but has been performing in Erie for many, many years. And now, along with Robert Chambers, they carry the lead vocals for ReignMaker. Bob Cataldi handles the bass, and Rob Neville, the lead guitarist. And it's Cataldi and Neville, who have been friends since childhood, who put this band together. But you know, every great band needs a great drummer. And they found Bailey Neville.
I can't imagine doing this band in particular without her and Katie. They make the band work. They do. They're little superstars and they make everything work. But having Bailey with me, the poor thing has to drive in from Cleveland for every show, but it makes me so happy to turn around and smile at her, and she makes my day.
Bailey is not just Rob Neville's drummer. She is also his daughter. Yes, the only child to him and his wife, Leslie, and she is their superstar. And, just like Dad, her love of music brings her to the stage.
Oh, well, we wanted her to have some sort of music lessons, but she did dance, music, gymnastics, everything in the world. And she was okay at piano, and she was okay at guitar. But one day she came home and said, I want to play the snare drum in the band. And I said, do you want to play the snare drum or all the drums? And she said, all the drums. And I said, well, that's it. That was what we're doing. So we went out and bought a drum set, and she started doing it.
So it happened when I was really young. I told my dad that I wanted to play the snare drum when I was in like 4th grade, and he was like, no, you definitely don't just want to play the snare drum, you want to play the full kit. So that Christmas, he got me a full drum set, and it kind of just stuck. I had like the best drum teacher in the entire world, and I'm not sure how I stayed interested for as long as I did, but he made it really fun to learn. He'd be like, pick your favorite songs, and we'll do the best that we can with your skill level to learn them. So that's kind of how it got going. Fast forward like 10 years or so, and my dad was like, I need a drummer in my cover band, will you do it? And I was like, ew, cover music? But then I was like, honestly, this is pretty fun. So it took a couple of gigs for me to really get into it, but I've been playing with him for like the last 10 years now. It's great, it's fun. It was like the best part-time job ever while I was going through college, so it definitely beat the hell out of like serving tables in a restaurant or something. But it's fun, it's a lot, but it's, you know, I wouldn't trade it for the world, so.
Every dad dreams of having one of their kids follow in their footsteps. Just imagine being a musician and knowing that every time you take the stage, you only need to look over your shoulder because your daughter is playing the drums in your band.
It's, you know, it's everything. I'm an only child, so I've always been like super, super close with my parents. So it's, you know, he's like my parents are both like my best friends. My mom's, you know, obviously our groupie. She comes to every single show. So she's, you know, she's out all the time. It's awesome being able to be in a band and share a hobby with my dad.
Strangely enough, I knew very quickly. She had a great teacher, Steve Barone, and as soon as she said to him, will you teach me how to play a song as opposed to doing rudiments and stuff like that, she could do it like that. And Steve said that he finally, after 9 years, Steve and I were talking. He said, "There's very little I can show her that she can't do if she wants to." That's the secret with Bailey. She's got to want to do it, you know. But she's very talented. She's more musically inclined than I am.
Even though Bailey is his little girl, Rob is always quick to point out where she needs to correct things as a drummer and to perform a little better when needed. Now that's not too often, but Dad is her biggest fan, her biggest supporter, and her biggest critic.
These guys will tell you that
He yells at her all the time, right?
I'm terrible that way, but that's only because I always wanted her to understand what it was like to truly be in a band. And if you're going to do it, you got to, not just with your dad telling you it's okay. You go someplace else, you're going to get critiqued. And so I step out of it. Then after it's over with, I feel awful, and I have to step back into it. So
it's awesome being able to be in a band and share a hobby with my dad. So it's great. We have a great relationship. So
What are post shows like? Does he tell you what you could have done differently?
he sure does. So for better or worse, he'll shoot it to me straight, which I appreciate because I don't need anybody to sugarcoat it for me. If I screwed up, just tell me I screwed up, and he will. So that's okay, and I'll tell him he screwed up too. So. Yeah.
What one message do you want to your dad that'll be forever recorded?
There's a lot, but I would say you don't suck. It's an inside joke between us, and he will 100% understand it. So he always tells me after shows, "You didn't suck," and I'm like, "Is that the nicest thing you had to say to me?" So, but a nicer message is, thank you so much for getting me into this and getting me to be a part of like such an awesome band. And always supporting me, playing roadie for me, playing groupie. Gosh, I've been in bands without him before too. Playing groupie, all of the above. So thanks for being you, keeping a rock star. You're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, and I'm convinced of that.
So before summer 2025 comes to an end, head on out and catch ReignMaker. They'll be performing near you soon. And when you do, bring your son or your daughter. Make it a moment for you as well. And when you look up on stage, you'll see what it's like to truly be a family.